providing resources and comfort to caregivers. This is Caregiver Crossing.
Good morning. Welcome to Caregiver Crossing. Thanks for being here. If you're new to this show, you might want to know what you're getting into. We are a show brought to you by Joy's House and presented in partnership with CarDon Associates, and we come to you every week to talk about all things caregiving. I'm Tina McIntosh, my co-host.
Terry Stacy.
Our producer.
I'm Noah.
Hey.
Noah. You guys, we're going to talk about something really heavy right off the bat.
Okay.
Let's start with something else. Let's start lighter.
Okay.
Do either of you ever just have a drink, alcoholic drink, at the end of the day?
For sure.
No. Used to.
Used to.
But
How about on the weekend?
if the moment arises, but
Okay.
not like it's got to be part of our meal or anything.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who it has to be part of the meal
I agree.
every day, every single day. Or people who, it's like right before bed, they have their bourbon or, whatever, every single day.
Yeah.
I've never been the person who wanted or needed alcohol every day, but I am definitely the person who, if I'm going to do it, I'm all in. Like, we're doing shots, we're,
We're having,
and I'm doing it for fun. Like, I'm not trying to escape anything but I'm in it for fun. It's important for us to talk about this stuff. One, this is April is Alcohol Awareness Month. The other thing is we are finding that a lot of caregivers are using alcohol to cope.
Yep.
And so we have to talk about this stuff and kind of change the narrative on why it's such a scary, dark topic that people hide.
Still.
Right?
Still. To this day.
So let's talk about it. I mean, for some people, it is a silent coping mechanism. I know, and then for other people, the addiction is real, right? But this isn't just about addiction. This is just Alcohol Awareness Month. Do you know, however, that as we're getting older and our body changes, that alcohol can affect us differently?
I mean, especially as you age, and then also there's got to be so many medications too that the alcohol has to affect.
Your tolerance changes
Oh,
for alcohol.
it's so true.
It does. I was so much better at it when I was younger. Well, better, meaning better at it, able to handle it better. And then the more that time passes and you're not drinking all the time as you used to, maybe, or even more, not like a big drinker, but you drink less, and then you have a terrible tolerance for it. I think for me personally, I'm just not, I can't handle it very well.
Isn't the reality that we're putting poison in our bodies?
Well,
that is a very true reality.
You're right, the alcohol. But then you start to the other hand, and again, studies are so confusing. But the other studies show that those in Italy that have a glass of red wine every night for dinner, their health is better than those that don't because of some of the good things that are in a glass of wine.
Yeah,
which still has alcohol in it.
Wine has never been my thing, but I mean nowadays I get hungover just from staying up until 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I don't even have to have alcohol. So then you throw
That's me
alcohol in
too.
it. It's like it's a
Just
wash.
feel completely
Yeah.
awful.
Do you
Yeah.
feel like you can bounce back? I mean, you're in your 20s.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think it is. I think it's just pretty easy. Young people kind of get adjusted to doing that and getting back up and getting ready for work in the morning.
But let's
But I
think
think-
about this. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say it becomes a problem at some point. I mean, just because you can go to work in the morning doesn't mean...
You should be drinking like you were.
Right.
Well, the other thing, so you mentioned medications. I mean, I don't know about you, Terry, but I don't read all the fine print on my bazillion medications
did.
or my natural stuff that I take or my over-the-counter. I'm not reading it. So I don't know. Should I be having a glass of tequila with my Melaleuca? Is that what it's called? Or melatonin?
Melatonin.
What's Melaleuca?
I don't know.
You both looked at me. I'm gonna
I
look it
think
up.
that's a Disney character.
Wait, that might be like a Metamucil. I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
They're all medicines.
I'm looking it up. Keep going.
Melatonin. Are you talking about that's the one that makes you sleepy or is supposed
Right.
to help with your sleep cycle?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. No. Probably not. Should have tequila and melatonin.
Right? But who pays attention to that stuff?
Well, most don't. I would say most don't. And
Melaleuca is a plant, by the way. It's in the myrtle family.
oh, well, there
I
you
feel
go.
better.
Well, you're homesteading, so
I still don't know if I should. And it's used to treat athlete's foot. I don't know. Or lice. Anyway, different story.
It's still medicine.
But point being, I don't know how my medication interacts or the things I'm taking interact with alcohol in my body. And what if there's a memory loss? Like, it doesn't help anything. You're increasing your risk for falls. Like, it's scary, but so many people use it to cope or to escape their realities when
Yeah.
they're caregiving. And we want you to be really careful about that. I mean, ask yourself, when you're drinking, are you drinking to mask something or to escape from something? Because if you are, you probably need to talk with somebody about that and back yourself out.
Some of the groups that Tina, you and I have looked at, some of the caregiver groups that are online, on social media, on Facebook in particular, this was very eye-opening for me not long ago at that conversation where people felt comfortable enough in an environment like a chat room to be talking about, yes, I'm doing this not only with alcohol, but with drugs as well. And it was basically to escape.
Yes.
And as you said, and to cope. Both of that's it. That's the reason. It wasn't because they found pleasure in it or anything. It was just to cope.
Just to get away from the reality.
And
alcohol is actually a contributing factor to a large number of ER visits too. Somebody overdoes it. There's an interaction. They fall. They get violent, whatever. And a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to drink because it's going to help me sleep. My friends, you don't get a good night's sleep when you're drinking. I mean, you might think you do.
No.
But you don't.
And then you're setting yourself up for failure, too.
I remember a lot of spinning.
Girl.
Yeah.
That makes me sick just thinking about it.
I mean, when you think about that for a minute, again, I was much younger, but remember being
you
on
had
the
to put
bench
a foot on the floor
just
just to make sure it was still right there.
That is awful.
Oh, I just don't want to
I
feel
don't
like
know.
that anymore. I just don't.
I don't either.
I mean, I feel bad when I have like a Coke Zero. I just want to drink my hint water and my tea and get on with it. Aloe water. Drink aloe water.
That's good for you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So anyway, it is Alcohol Awareness Month, and I know it kind of seems like a weird topic here, but it's really important, my friends. You got to check yourself, and if you need some help, reach out to a professional. It's really important. So we're going to take a break. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You can find past episodes of the show at joycehouse.org, and be sure to like and follow us on Facebook, too. If you'd like to connect with us to discuss show topics, need help connecting with resources, have a question that you'd like us for us to answer right here on air, just say hey, or you can reach us at 317-254-0828, or you can email Tina directly at tina@joycehouse.org. This is a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you weekly by Joyce House in partnership with CarDon Associates. We're here every week to bring you support, education, and hopefully a good laugh. Visit joycehouse.org to connect with us, hear past episodes, learn more about caregiver support resources in the community, and much, much, much more. That website again is joycehouse.org. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more shortly.
Are you drunk?
Don't let high golf rates drive you out of bounds. Save big with the Wish TV Great Golf Club card.
Central Indiana's largest golf club card membership is back for the 8th season with more courses than ever before. Save over 75% on tee times at 27 Central Indiana golf courses. All you need is the Wish TV Great Golf Club card. Cards are valid for the entire 2026 golf season.
Great courses, great savings. Score your Great Golf Club card today.
Central Indiana. Wish TV is now live on YouTube TV and Hulu Live, offering more hours of local programming than any other station. Search for Wish TV or look for CW8 on both YouTube TV and Hulu Live to find us. Watch local news, sports, and lifestyle shows live from Wish TV. You can still catch Wish TV free over the air or stream it live on wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile apps. Wish TV, available in more places for the latest news, weather, and sports.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to your favorite show. It's called Caregiver Crossing. If you happen to just be tuning in, we're your hosts. My name is Terry Stacy, and next to me is
Tina McIntosh, you're being very formal.
I am.
What happened?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Noah's here. Noah Taylor produces the show. And we're thrilled to welcome to our little Joyce House studio in the Yellow House, Beth Timko, here to Caregiver Crossing. Beth is Regional Director of Marketing at CarDon Associates.
CarDon, who we love.
Yeah, and before stepping into leadership, she spent a whole lot of years as a recreational therapist, working directly with older adults and their families. She's got a heart for people and a passion for helping others find joy, even in the middle of the tough seasons. And she believes in the power of meaningful moments and the importance of making every interaction count, something that shines through in both her clinical and her marketing work and here at Joyce House. Hi.
Well, thank you so much.
That was a long introduction.
It was.
But wasn't it worth it? Wasn't it worth the wait?
It feels so good. Thank you
I
so
actually
much.
have a question.
Oh,
because
please.
I don't think a lot of people know, what is a recreational therapist?
That is an excellent question. So, recreation therapy is actually using activities, meaningful activities, play sometimes for a therapeutic purpose. So, it could be a lot of different things. It could be
Like dodgeball?
Terry, listen, Beth, before you got here, Terry was talking about all the activities that kids nowadays aren't allowed to do, like kickball.
Oh, yeah.
That's where that comes from.
She was asking if they're still allowed to do like freeze tag, and I said, I don't know. It's like no touch, no touch. Like
Right. So I'm looking for a
so sorry.
dodgeball.
She has gone off the rails with activities.
So we're going to mark that off. That doesn't happen in your world.
No, not usually. But I think we still can do freeze tag in the recess, kind of a elementary school area, but you can't do kissing tag like they did back when I was a kid in the 80s.
Kissing
So,
tag?
Didn't you ever play that?
I
as a
did.
kid?
I forgot about kissing
No.
tag. We even had a
Yes.
kissing tunnel.
Really?
What?
Yep.
I am shocked.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was my first little kiss. It was in the kissing tunnel.
Nice, nice.
Oh, but how I digress.
Did
So
you know
no
that we were going to
shocking.
be reminiscing today?
But that's fun.
It is
It
therapeutic
is fun.
too.
It's very
It is.
therapeutic. But please, have we interrupted you enough now that you haven't been able to complete the sentence on what a recreational therapist does?
But I think it is hard, right? People think recreation, they don't think about that being an occupation. And so it is incorporating play and activity into your activities, yeah?
Yes. So for again a meaningful purpose. For example, my first experience was working with adults that were developmentally disabled that also had mental illness, and
Yes.
so trying to work with them and help them develop social skills. But a very easy way to do that is to play a board game and learn how to take turns and learn how to not get angry when you have to go back to
Yeah.
start, and those types of things at a very simple
love
level.
that.
That was kind of where I started.
What wonderful work, though, you were doing.
Yeah, it was kind of amazing. So,
But you're not doing that anymore.
well, no, things have changed a little bit.
And so really do talk about that. Share a moment with us when an activity surprised you, something small that ended up being deeply meaningful for a resident or for a family member.
Well, the story that immediately comes to mind for me is actually from my first job. I worked at the Arizona State Hospital in Phoenix, and I worked with a woman, Virginia, who didn't speak. And we would try all sorts of things to get Virginia to interact with us. And one day, just sitting down next to her in the common room, I started to sing Amazing Grace to her, just one-on-one. And you'd say, Amazing Grace, how sweet the, and she would whisper, sound.
Oh, my goodness.
So
Wow.
that was, she would make eye contact and she would say that word, and she would do that for the whole song, just that last word in the phrase of each song. But we finally found a way to connect with her.
Music.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a common theme, I think, in a lot of the recreational activities and things that we can do with seniors, with people with disabilities, with anyone, our families, everyone. So,
Yeah.
So I have a question, and I don't mean this to sound silly, but two of my nieces and my mom and I were playing, a kids bingo. They're little, like 5 and 6. And so we were playing the kids bingo with the animals on it. And whenever I was drawing the cards, and so like if I got a chicken, I would get up and act like a chicken, and then they would have to guess chicken, and then they'd find it on their bingo card.
that's perfect.
But technically, I mean, that is recreational therapy, right? Like if we were trying to do it to get up and move the body and learn our animals and connect, would that work?
It very well could be. It's all about the objective of the activity. So if you're working towards a social skill development, like we mentioned before, or those fluid movements, it could be doing something that works on our balance. It could be all sorts of things. So cognition, different pieces, we can touch all of those through a focused play
Yeah.
activity or a focused recreational activity for that therapeutic purpose.
Yeah.
What would be another example of something we could do? Like I'm thinking here at Joy's house, that would be, with our typically older adults living with some kind of a life-altering diagnosis. Like what's a good example for rec therapy?
Well, and again, you can adapt so many things for so many reasons. So if you have people that are focusing on upper arm strength, for example, you could just use an activity that is going to use those arms. If it's even seated bowling where they're pushing the ball, that's a focused piece where we're working on that. And we could do a balance that way for the people that are ambulatory, people like that.
I feel like at home, making my kids mulch.
Right.
That seems like a good recreational therapy.
I don't know if that counts as
strategy.
recreation.
Yeah.
No?
That might be chore. That could be good.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, but maybe for those that are home,
Mhm.
that are caregivers and they've got someone that they're with and caring for at home. Maybe something easy to start with when it's just one-on-one. Can you
Mhm.
give an example if they are, for example, they still can get up and move around? That patient, that one they love and care for.
Right. And
Do you have an idea, an example that can help them that are listening to us right now?
well,
Mulch.
it would depend.
Mulching.
You are
Tina is
so-
big on the yard
Mulching
work.
and pulling
She
weeds, I think is
obviously
a
has
good.
that
Right.
work that needs to be done at her home.
I don't know why you're yelling at me. It's early.
Well, but to your point, Tina, that's a good idea though. Like if you have someone that
Mulching?
is if they're working on fine motor skills and you have the flowers in your garden that need to be deadheaded, right?
Oh, that's a good
those-
idea.
Those types of things, especially if that person was always in
Yeah.
the flowers, always gardening. It's connecting those interests and experience and desires to be involved
Yeah.
in a meaningful way for a therapeutic purpose.
I think sometimes, Beth, and I know we're going to have to take a break here in a minute, but I think sometimes what I find working with older adults and caregivers is people will say, well, I don't want to take advantage of mom. Like I don't want to make her deadhead the plants, or I don't want to make her match and fold the socks. And, from that therapeutic perspective, it's like, but it gives that person purpose, and it helps with dexterity, and it helps with focus. And, and we should laugh and play through this stuff too. I mean, I think so often we forget to find the enjoyment in those moments. And okay, I remember one time here at Joy's house, Mr. Randolph, way back in the beginning, yelled up at my window, "Hey lady," because I had the, windows were open. "Hey lady." And I look out and he's holding 2 of the hostas we had just planted. And he says,
What was he doing?
"These weeds are getting huge." And I was like, hold me
Oh
back.
my gosh,
I
that's
love
such a
him
great
and I'm going to
story.
kill him.
That
But,
is so funny.
I think,
I love it.
and we laughed about it and thought, what's the big deal? It's just 2 hostas. We can replant them or
Yeah.
we won't.
And look at this great memory this man made
Right.
for you. I mean, of him to you,
Mr.
And he was proud of
Randolph.
himself.
Mr. Randolph.
Oh, he was very
Nice.
helpful,
Oh my
that one.
gosh.
Well, all right, we're going to have to take a break. I do want to encourage everybody to email us with your thoughts, your feedback. If you want to be put in touch with Beth and the good folks at CarDon, let us know that too. But we do want to hear from you. So you can email me directly at tina@joyshouse.org. And stick around because we'll be back here in just a moment.
You're listening to Caregiver Crossing. It's a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you by Joy's House in partnership with CarDon and Associates, with 20 communities owned, operated, or managed in the Midwest, and more than 40 years of senior living experience. CarDon and Associates, they provide residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. Visit cardon.us for more info and to find a community near you. All right, everybody, stay put. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing right after the break.
We're back on Caregiver Crossing. I'm
Boom.
Tina McIntosh in studio with co-host Terry Stacy, producer Noah Taylor,
Hello.
and the wonderful Beth Timko, who is Regional Director of Marketing at CarDon. And we wouldn't be here in Caregiver Crossing without CarDon. So we're so grateful for your partnership, and just everything y'all do in the community is incredible. And you, my friend, we're talking about rec therapy. And I know you all do so much at CarDon that people just don't even, realize, and rec therapy is a part of that. I do want to know, before we get too far into that, has there ever been an activity that you've done, rec therapy, that you thought, this is, this may work, it may not, and it ends up being like a huge hit?
Yes. Yes. So actually, it'll take me back to when I was activity director in Terre Haute back in 1996-ish.
Back in 1996.
Way back in 1996. So there was an activity that I inherited from the activity director before me. They just called it horse races, and I really didn't even know what it was. You put the little game board out on the table, and all the residents picked a little horse that they were going to bet on, and they rolled the dice. Well, it seemed kind of, elementary to me to play with older adults. But oh my gosh, the reminiscing that we got out of it, they were competitive. They were teasing each other. They were laughing about it. The dice would fall on the floor and they would just giggle. It was so many spontaneous reactions I did not expect to come from a very simple game that I wish I could take credit for. But it did. It really surprised me that everybody was just so engaged and so joyful in it. And it was so simple.
I wonder how often we think that what we're going to do with a loved one, I'm thinking about people who are listening, at home, like how many times do we think that what we're going to do has to be a big production?
Mm-hmm.
That's what, your story makes me think of that, right? Your experience, like you probably thought, oh, this is so simple. How is this going to be so great? But often it's those little moments that come from something so simple that make a big difference. Do you know what I mean when I say that, Terry?
I do. I do, because we try to do that for everything. Even if we're having a party in our own home.
Yes.
You think you got to do this and this and this. And when it's just simple stuff. People just like to get together and laugh and have a good time. And it doesn't necessarily have to do with the giantness of your presentation.
I think I'm going to have a party. Now that you say that, I'm going to have a party. And we might
do
horse racing,
because
and everybody can mulch before I feed you.
You can get bored pretty easy, though, in some instances, and for our seniors and those we care for as well. And there are probably some pretty clear signs that this is not going well, right?
Yes, so you can usually tell, as sometimes people are not able to tell us in their words that they're frustrated, or they're bored, or that they just need that extra piece of stimulation, whatever that happens to be. Sometimes it will be because they will follow you around and maybe not say anything, but they're always in your shadow because they're looking for something to do, but they can't explain that. It could be that they're complaining a lot, and that might be because, maybe they are in pain a little bit, but if they were engaged in an activity, then that might help with the breakthrough pain to keep their mind off of it. It could be all sorts of things. Are they sleeping too much? Are they too sedentary? Those pieces where we really need to look at how can we maybe pick up the pace a little bit, or change up their day, or add a little spontaneity and a little joy into their lives.
Interesting. And I wonder how many times they're telling us, either through body language or through their words even, and we're not listening to them.
It's hard to see. Unless you look at it with that lens, it can just be seen as, they're just being clingy, or they're just being lazy, or whatever it might be. But it's really exactly. It's exactly.
Yeah. Well, and I would encourage people too, just because you've tried something and it hasn't worked once, twice, 3 times, doesn't mean it won't work in the future.
Right.
Whatever it is, whatever that activity is. And so maybe try giving somebody 2 choices. Would you like to blink, or would you like to blink? And let them choose something too. So I just want to encourage caregivers, because I think it's really easy to get frustrated. And so what is something simple, a joyful activity that a caregiver could try maybe this week that takes just a little bit of effort but can make a real difference in their lives?
Well, I thought of 2 different examples for this one. And we do have so many options out there with social media and, television and all of those things. One of the things that's brought a lot of joy to people that I've seen, especially those residents in our communities that maybe aren't able to interact on the same level as others, is to simply watch a video of babies laughing.
Oh my!
Oh.
Is there anything
Oh.
better?
It's so simple, and you can YouTube it, you can do whatever, but there's so many of those fun little videos. There's even like compilations on YouTube of babies laughing, and it goes for 20 minutes. But just to hear that and feel that and
Wow.
see that, if you can't speak and you aren't able to participate in a lot of physical activities, but think of the joy that you remember when your babies were laughing and
Yes.
all of that. So it's a reminiscent thing. It's also it's a contagious joy feeling.
Yeah.
So
and that probably would even work for those with memory loss, right?
Oh,
absolutely.
for
sure.
Though that would still work for those because that's another different area where maybe some of the activities just don't go as well as for them as others.
Exactly.
So perhaps that laughing child
Mhm.
is kind of universal.
Well,
If you're
and
in the
regardless.
same room and you're doing dishes, you're laughing along with them while
Yeah.
they're watching because and that's another just way to lose yourself in the moment for a little bit.
And maybe, if they can't look at the screen, I mean, they'll still hear it, but maybe if you've got a baby doll, give them the baby doll. If you're especially someone with dementia, and particularly women seem to be drawn to that too. Like have a baby doll that is in their arms. And I bet for them that will really resonate and, be laughter. This makes me think. So our 5-year-old niece has been at our house a lot lately. And the other night she wanted to go to sleep in our bed. And so I had her in the bed with me and she said, Aunt Tina, can we hold hands to go to sleep? And I said, well, of course. And so I reached over and I held her hand and all of a sudden she very slyly said, why are you holding my foot? I had a hold of her foot and I thought it was her hand.
What? You grabbed hold of the foot?
She's little. I was very tired.
Toes with your fingers, or were you just holding on?
I just had a hold of the foot. Why are you holding my foot? And we laughed.
thumb feels weird.
So funny.
We laughed so
It's so
hard.
cute.
It will
What
be
a great story.
a core memory for me.
Absolutely, and her.
And her laughter, then, just what you're saying, Beth, like her laughter had me laughing.
so
It
cute.
was wonderful. So
Yeah.
I think
And
that's
spontaneous.
a great
Good
and
dose of
spontaneous.
medicine. Love it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I appreciate the insight. I don't know.
too.
We probably haven't had a rec therapist on since you were with us 5 years ago during COVID. So this is good conversation and good encouragement, reminders for us. And so I don't know. Are we going to get to talk about our memories when we come back?
I think so.
All right, cool. Well,
Well, how do we get a hold of CarDon
oh yeah.
Associates?
Oh yeah, that.
Before we let you go, if anybody would like to know.
Oh, well, you can check us out on our website. That's probably the easiest way. There's a lot of resources on our website too, and a lot of connections to the 20 communities that are here in Indiana. But you can also just give me a call if you like.
Okay, what's that number? Want to give it? Your cell phone, your personal cell phone, your home number,
Social
Give your Social
Security?
Security.
588-2300.
Oh,
Empire.
Empire.
Yeah.
Oh man, that will forever stay with us. CarDon and Associates. Listen, we've got. Thank you for coming in and talking to us today. You're awesome, and everything you do for Joyce House, you're much appreciated.
You're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you by Joyce House in partnership with CarDon and Associates. With 20 communities owned, operated, or managed in the Midwest and more than 4 decades of senior living experience, CarDon and Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. Visit cardon.us for more information and to find a community near you. All right, stay put, everybody. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing right after the break.
Boom.
Hey, we're back on Caregiver Crossing. Thanks for sticking around. We're sad that we almost have to go. I'm Tina McIntosh in studio with my co-host Terry Stacy
Yo.
and our wonderful producer Noah Taylor.
Hello.
Okay. Sorry, that was not about you. That was about me.
Okay.
Okay, then, Noah. That came out wrong.
Boy,
What I meant
tell us
was,
something good.
hey, Noah.
Let's get
Well,
into some good news.
All right. How do you feel about living until you are about, 85.6 years
I
old?
think that's not bad.
Yeah? Well, good,
Yeah.
because the life expectancy is projected to be 85.6 years by the year 2060, which is not as far away as you think it is.
It's really not. I mean,
You
we're
might
closer
actually
to.
be 85.6 in 2060.
Yeah, I'm gonna be close.
We'll be
2060 is
dead.
Will you?
closer to
Oh,
us
yeah, I'll be
than
dead.
1980.
Sorry, I won't be here to see that.
That's so
But
weird. We will be dead.
We'll be gone. Yeah, we don't have much time.
We got to go. Thanks for being here.
All right.
We gotta-
and
Although
thank you for
women do
listening.
live longer than men in general,
Yeah, but
statistics wise.
But here's the thing. It's not. I'm taking a class at Harvard right now. Did you
Really?
know that? I'm a Harvard
No.
student. Yeah, it's just online
Was
class.
it-
You could do
I
it
was
too.
gonna say,
But
is
it's
it
about
one-
happiness as we age. It's a
Oh,
really interesting
good.
class.
How much did it cost to take it? Is it expensive?
$58,000. Not true. But it is all about, it's not just about adding years. It's about adding life to the years and
Quality.
happiness and purpose. And so, there's this social connection is a huge part of it. And right now, we have an epidemic of loneliness. And it's a real thing. Like the U.S. Surgeon General has called loneliness an epidemic and emphasizing that we have to have better support for each other. What does it come back to? Community.
Absolutely.
Really, community. So as we think about aging, we've got to stay connected with other people.
Okay.
All right, let's go back to the days when we used to communicate by chisel and rock here. I mean, really, what was the way we communicated with each other? Terry, when you were a kid, when I was a kid,
It was to be with each other in the neighborhood. You're talking about like that?
we
the
were
community?
person to
That
person,
neighborhood.
right?
Neighborhood was everything.
Maybe you hopped on a party line and you talked to some people
Yeah.
on the phone. I mean,
Yeah,
that was it.
Maybe there was no party line.
I had a party line. It was so much fun. But that's a
You
different
did
therapy
not
session.
have it. You did not.
Okay. Um, it was, but that's how we communicated. We were in person. We wrote a letter, or we were on the phone with each other. And you know who you are when you got on the phone, and your mom would pick it up in the other room, and you'd be like, "Mom, hang up," and then you had the cord, and you went all the way into the bathroom. You
Right.
stretched it in there,
Right.
and then call waiting came along. That's a whole different thing. But I think you're right. We are very disconnected now. And I get overstimulated in the 1,000 ways I'm supposed to keep in touch with people.
I know. It's a lot.
And sometimes a friend told me one time, I had invited her. She has since passed away. Her name was Anne. I would invite Anne. She never got married. She never had children. I would invite Anne every holiday to our house. And come for Thanksgiving. Come be with us at Christmas. Come be with us. And she said, Tina, I never feel more alone than when I'm in a crowded room. And I think about that with
Oh my
all the
gosh.
ways we
Yeah.
connect, right? It's LinkedIn, it's X, it's Facebook, it's Instagram, it's email, it's Teams, it's text, it's phones, it's writing, it's in person. Am I missing anybody here?
I think
Probably.
You got everything.
Yeah.
Is MySpace still a thing?
I don't know.
I mean, it's all these ways. And so I feel as if I've connected with people and I've lost. This makes me wonder. I feel connected with a lot of people and then with me through all my health stuff. And I wonder if it's because I've done those caring bridges when I'm sick, every time I'm sick.
Well, that is maybe.
Because it's a connection.
It's a connection.
Interesting.
What we're starting to also learn is many of those that we're connected to will often go away to see how many people they're really connected to. How many people will care if you've gone away from social media?
Well, don't
for a
you
minute?
get those
This has
things
become
on
kind of an
Facebook?
experiment for people.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go away and see if anybody cares enough. These are so-called friends of mine to even connect with me, to take the moment to say, "Are you okay?" or is something going on. This has become a test for people.
It is so hard. And
Because,
when
yeah.
when we look at these top causes of loneliness in seniors, there are a few that really pop up. It's hard to get around. There's a mobility issue and it's hard to get around, or there's a memory loss. And so you're not socializing in the same way. Maybe people aren't in your life like they used to be. You're separated, maybe in distance by family and friends. And let's be honest, schedules get crazy and we just don't spend time together. Or there's a loss of a spouse. And so you have this deep emotional isolation and people maybe don't know how to show up for you, or you're pushing them away, because let's be honest, both of those happen, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
So ways that you as a caregiver, or I would suggest for somebody that you love who is a caregiver or has a diagnosis in their life, or just another human maybe, is use technology. Have you done that with people, like to stay in touch?
Yeah, I mean, with my grandparents, we've definitely talked over Zoom or,
It's
over
such a
FaceTime.
blessing that you have that in this generation
It
for
really
you all to stay
is.
connected to your
Yeah.
grandparents.
And it's so different being able to have that face-to-face
It
interaction
is,
over
for them
technology,
too.
Right, you're not just typing, you're actually getting to
yeah.
talk with that
Yeah.
person face-to-face.
Well, I mean, communication is very little about the words. It's
Right.
about the intonation. It's about how you're showing up with your physicality. So it's important for us to see each other. I mean, sorry,
Yeah.
I say that as y'all can't see
Yeah.
us.
As you
Don't
can
worry,
only hear
Noah's
our
gonna make us.
voices.
Noah's gonna make us do stupid videos while we're recording.
One day you might see us.
Grr. Also, creating social opportunities. So you be the one to say, hey, we're going to do dinner. I held a French dinner for my family a couple of weeks ago, and it was wonderful. Everybody had to make a French dish and bring it. It was great.
It's a great idea.
Just have people over. Consider senior livings or adult day services so that built-in socialization can reduce loneliness. And so what else are other ideas as we're talking about aging to 85.6 years old?
I did like something Dr. Hoy said last week. He said, always keep one mentor and always one student. I think that's
That's a great. Those are great words.
Say it one
Right.
more time.
always have at the same time one mentor above you and one student below you. So you're always being taught and you're always teaching.
And you're always teaching.
Yeah,
It's pretty
Adds
smart.
value to your life. Adds value to your quality of life.
absolutely.
You know?
That Dr. Hoy, man, he was something. Go back and listen to that segment if
Good,
you haven't
good,
already.
good.
It's I
It's
think
terrific.
you'll love it. Well, here are a couple other things. Loneliness is a serious health risk. It's not just an emotion, and we talk about that a lot here. Small connections, like even a quick visit or a call, can have a really big impact, and you don't have to do it alone. There are community resources. If you want to know more about Caregiver Way, which is our online support for family caregivers, you can email me about that or anything else at tina@joycehouse.org.
Caregiver Crossing is supported by CarDon Associates, with 20 communities owned, operated, or managed in the Midwest and more than 4 decades of senior living experience. CarDon Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. Until next time, take good care of each other.